All right, hello guys. Welcome back for another episode of Games You Should Play. These are just games that I really love and I think you should check out. This is the Banner Saga. This game's a couple years old, but incredible. I just actually recently played it. I missed it when it first came out. And so I just wanted to share it with you. This is a little different than the games we've played so far. There you go. So there. Now I don't even have to tell you that. Changes based on the choices you make, and you control a couple perspectives. Most of it is not audio, or it's not spoken. Like they didn't record VO for a lot of it. So you can basically see the gods are dead. Here, excuse me, I'll read it. In their wake, man and giant survive through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Oh man, I messed it up. But the premise is basically they just got over this huge war where this big monsters crushed through the land, and they're trying to survive now in this time of prosperity.
It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
There you go. So we'll get some VO along the way, but most of it is not. I'll try not to talk over it when it happens. This is really cool, just kind of animations.
Komin í höllina miklu.
They're not speaking English, so don't worry if you can't understand them. Because I can. Oh man, here come the Varls. Cool. So a lot of the world revolves around these Varls and humans. They're the two races. Varls are basically these giant northern Viking men who are super strong and don't die of age. Like, they can live forever if they aren't killed. But they can't reproduce. They're only men. There are no women. And then humans, which can reproduce like crazy, but are obviously smaller, weaker, die, all that sort of stuff. So this is how combat works. You can see down here it shows the turn order, which would be awesome in Darkest Dungeons, that we just talked about in our last video. And they're showing you how you can control. The blue is tiles you can move to. Yellow is tiles where basically if you spend a point, you can move that far, and you only have a certain number of points in battle you can use. So let's go ahead and attack, and see, this is where you can say, like, I want to power it up with 3 points and do extra damage. But since it's the tutorial, they're not going to let me. It's really fun turn-based combat. Let's go ahead and sprint all the way up so we can just hack and slash these dudes. Because he actually has an awesome ability, the Tempest. Pillage. So normally you take turns where one person on your team, one on their team, one on your team, one on their team, no matter people's speed. But once it gets down to pillage, which is when there's only one person, one enemy left, either you or them, it goes to pillage, and everyone gets one turn. Why is this not going? Oh, it wants me to add willpower. Okay, there you go. Ooh. So it's showing me that I can supercharge my attacks and deal more damage. We did victory! And your dudes can die in combat, and sometimes they stay dead. So you have to be very
Like
careful.
a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. 12 families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his last. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I'm in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
So this is where you start to get your first hints of kind of what's going on. Like, the humans are paying the Varl king's tithes. Like, what's going on with that? So there's a lot of really cool... I mean, the best thing about this game is just the world that they've built, which is just so incredible. All right, so the game is really interesting because it alternates between like 4 different types of gameplay, right? So you have that turn-based combat, but then you get adventure game stuff like this, where so this is a situation. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. What's he gonna say? Eric, Steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Hello, Eirik. Ubin, isn't it? And then you get to choose because you're Ubin. At this time, you change characters at different times too. You can say it is. I'm just here for the tithe, or what do you want? I'll be friendly. Say it is. Governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. What do you have in mind? I didn't exactly agree. Seems a bit chaotic. Let's figure out what's going on here. It's been worse. What does he want exactly? Scaffoldings that you didn't hack up in the Grey Hall scattered after you took their chieftain. Governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd help join me in the marketplace or the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. That's fine. Let's go beat up some dudes. I like combat. So when you're in town, there's different buildings that light up like this. You can see, this game is just so gorgeous. So here, the marketplace is the only place it's going to let me go since it's the starter town. But you can visit there. Normally you can do things or have scenes play out like this. Alright, so we're going to beat up this dude. There's some pretty, actually, really funny dialogue. Some of the funniest dialogues I've seen in the game were in this when I played through. Let's see. Let's say nothing. Alright, so moral of the story is that dude beat up his weasel and got the knowledge that we needed. Let's compliment our friend on his nice green shirt. And then if you're going to play the game, you should read all his story. But we won't sit here and read it all in a video because that's kind of boring for a video. Especially if you're watching it at like resolution, you can't read what's going on. So I'll just summarize it for you. Alright, so we're making a plan to go beat up some dude who's causing trouble. And he's at the mead house. Of course he is. And so it pops up and Eric wants to have a chat with you. And you get to choose. Are you ready? Say, I'd rather sit this one out. You're walking through the front door. Okay, so I try and propose a new strategy and they're like, hey, they're in a mead house. They're probably way drunk. Don't worry about it. And that seems to be the case. So let's take them down. Alright, so here you can see at the start of the turn, you get to choose where to put people. So you can position people however you want ahead of time. So actually, let's see what we got. So I want my giants in the middle, or Varl, excuse me. I want my shield bearer there. And this dude is just pure DPS, so I want him skirting the outside. Now let's go ahead. Where's the ready button? It's been too long. There we go. Battle. Alright, so I can rush straight there and get an attack in. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Dude wants to fight. So he can either stonewall. Actually, that's probably what he'll do. He's not going to attack. But this gives him huge defense resistance against everyone that's going to attack him, which is going to be literally everybody. Let's go ahead and get close to this guy. He can only attack melee. But you can rally, which is give whatever the little star power is to people. Let's just end the turn. Uh-oh. Alright. So giants can't get in range. Kind of slow. That's alright. Let's just end the turn. Go ahead, attack my stone wall. Oh, yeah. He ran in range. Time to fight. So you can see I'm going to deal 12 points of damage to this guy. Goodbye. He should not have picked a fight with a Varl. Poor choice. But you can see, actually I want to attack him. You can attack either shield or health. So just to show you what you do, shield, what's the best way to explain it? If you have 2 shields, this guy has 2 shield. Man, I just want to attack him. Oh, you have to click it. If you have 2 shield, or armor, I guess is probably the right word for it, you're going to reduce 2 damage from every hit that comes your way. So against big bosses, they have like 30 armor, which means they just aren't going to take any damage from anything until you go in and reduce their armor. So a lot of times you have to reduce their armor. Like here, my attack wouldn't actually kill him because he has enough armor to block some of it. All ready for the sweet whirlwind? Oh no, I'm going to hit my ally. But he deserved it. Oh yeah. Oh, promote! Oh, I forgot. I finished this game actually about a month ago, and I never got around to making a video. So there's so much stuff I've already forgotten. I'm super excited to do another playthrough. Promote, your guys level up from combat, and then in between, just like any RPG, you level up their abilities and choose how to specialize them and that sort of stuff. Let's go ahead and close in. Get a little backstab action. Axe to the face. Pillage time. So you notice how it was alternating before. Now it just goes. Let's see. I'll just beat his armor off just to bully him. And this dude gets a turn. Oh, he can do nothing but kill him because he's a giant with a huge shield. Oh, the dude's just sitting in the corner of the tavern. Okay, that sounds about right. Booyah! Gonolf is ready for promotion. Eric is ready for promotion. Joining my team. So you get a bigger group over time as well, unless you kill them off in battle, which can happen because there's permadeath. Because the story is super serious. You make choices throughout this entire game, and every single choice you make, like even the choices I was making with how I responded to Eric, can change things way hours from now about how Eric interacts with me because of our first interaction. Because you can refuse to help him, and that's not going to make him very helpful. And then can I ask one more favor? And you can tell him no, or yeah, tell me about it. Maybe I will. All right. So Eric asked me to go do something, which I could choose to do, or go do whatever I wanted. Since we're nice people, let's go help out Eric at the docks. Oh, okay, Varls arrived. I forgot there are other Varls, so these people end up joining your party right after this. And they're just saying, hey, we know each other. And they think this old guy, the person you're playing as, Ugnir or something, he used to be a great warrior, but now he's basically a scribe. He's the second oldest Varl that has ever lived, because they keep dying in combat. So they know they can live essentially forever, but they don't know technically how long. So this guy's trying to see if he can be the oldest. There's one other guy who's also old. And they joke about how they're competing to see who can live the longest. But Varls fight all the time, so it's hard to do. So here, you can choose, so I can go talk with the dude at his place, the dude we just met, the Varl, or go help out Eric at docks or something. So let's go talk with this guy. Oh, I forgot. They brought the human prince with them. So this is Ludin. He's the human prince, and this is part of, like, I don't want to say bad. I'm going to start over anyways. So I'll just describe. So they brought him as like a way to try and make the Varls and humans ally together. They're going on this mission together. Let's go to the Great Hall. We're ready. So I didn't talk to my Varl friend because I'm a bad person, but I wanted to get to this part where it shows you. So this is cool. So this is the other phase of the game that happens. All these things kind of happen intermingled throughout the whole thing. But it's more about leading this band, right? So here it tells you, okay, you have 366 Varls in your company, 85 fighters, 0 clansmen. Everyone has great morale. You have renown, which is basically currency you can spend. And you have days of supplies. So I can travel for 66 days until something bad happens and a cart falls off a cliff and I lose all my supplies, right? It's a very like almost choose your own adventure in that sort of way. So here you go. Here's our first choice. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mogar, cracking open mead cask from our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Because we helped him, the dude sent us a bunch of mead, so if we hadn't helped him with his problem, we wouldn't even have this option right now. Hours pass with Ruxlav. Do I drink a lot, drink a little, or toast to Wagner? Should we toast? Should we drink a lot? Let's drink a lot, because I'm too scared to do that in a normal game. So this is not often you get a chance to relax on the road. The odds of something happening to the treasure card is low, especially in this company, so you take advantage. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Better wake up. You're needed. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Ludin, always a pressure. So basically, these dudes bicker back and forth. The Varl keep pestering the prince. Oh, what a puny little human. You're the worst. Humans are lame. And the human's like, well, we're better than you because we can make babies. I don't know. They fight about stuff. I can't remember. But here you can see the map. So you can see just how big this world is. You definitely do not explore all of this in this game, even though that'd be awesome. But I mean, you can read all about it. It's really cool. The game takes about 10 hours. So I won't spoil where you do go and what happens. But I didn't want to get your hopes up with that map, which is actually super cool. They're already working on Banner Saga 2, which will be out early next year, in January. Is that right? May not be January. Sometime next year. So they're just basically talking back and forth. The story is actually incredible. And I know I'm skipping over it here, just because I don't think it's super interesting in the video. But the story, it's so incredible. It's the best story I have played since Mass Effect. So here you get to choose. This is where you're customizing your dudes. You can upgrade them. There you go. Let's promote this guy. Yes, I would. So you have to spend renown, which is your currency for buying things as well, to upgrade your dudes. But now I have 2 points available. And then you can learn, each person has one ability. It's based on their class. So he has the whirlwind ability, so you can see what it does. This guy is just a pure damage dealer. So I want him to melt face. But you can also upgrade their ability to break armor. That's the weird thing. They never explain what this icon means. I played the whole game and I still don't know what that means. I know this is honor or renown or whatever it is that you spend to boost up your abilities. I don't know what this does. It looks like you're breaking out of crowd control, but I don't think I've ever seen a character break out of crowd control, so I don't actually know how that works. But that is definitely one odd spot in an otherwise flawless game, in my opinion. Or near flawless, let's say that. So I don't want to do training. I just want to keep getting on the road because I really want to get to the next phase before we close out this video. So you can see there's a town coming up.
Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
Or will we? Bum, bum, bum. So, I mean, it's just such a beautiful game when you're looking at it going through there. Alright. Uh-oh. So this dude thinks that we've come to help him because he sent message to the mayor saying that his cattle was missing. And he thinks we're here. And so, let's see. They're saying that they might be willing to sell us if we help them get cattle. Oh. Oh, okay, so here, we have decided to go help them. You can also set waypoints. Yeah, for moving in combat. There you go. So you know, I'm going to move this way. Because the spearman is awesome, he can attack diagonally. Haha! That's bad. So that's because he has so much armor. Oh my word. Oh, I forgot. This is part of the story. That dude has to fall at the beginning of this battle. That's the only time that they do that sort of thing, where they kind of force a choice on you. Normally, you choose what happens to your people, and you can keep them safe in battle, or you can get them really injured in battle. I want to go this way with my shield bearer, because this is the dude I want taking all the aggro. Unfortunately, can't do anything, so let's end turn. Good. I was hoping that dude would walk up. So these are the dredge. These are the big threats that have risen up that have caused everyone to unite against them, because they literally just take over the whole planet. It's a cool style, because they're very like Aztec robots almost. They look pretty anime, so it's pretty cool. Or at least I really enjoy it. You can decide for yourself. So there you can see I'm doing a lot of, I'm trying to take down the armor mostly, except for this guy who's just so good at punching to the face. Oh yeah, better run away. Well, that's not good. It's like charging up or something. Okay, I don't know what he's doing, but it looks like something I should probably stop. So let's, yeah, it looks like I have just enough damage to take him down. Boom! Okay, cool. So here's the willpower. You can blow willpower. What do you do? Oh, there it goes. I should have just read it. So that gives willpower to your currently selected dude, which is what you use to supercharge your abilities. And every time you defeat an enemy, you get one neutral one you can assign to any character. Oh, I'm gonna need to start breaking armor because this dude is impossible. Even my heavy hitter could only deal 1 damage to him. Oh, but this guy can now do 7. Oh, I wonder because I'm punching him or something. He must have more damage on the front. But you can see the combat is fun. The combat is not the reason to play this game, but the combat it's fun. It's serviceable and it has some really cool kind of intricacies to it. Oh man. Something is wrong with my dude. He must be weak. Oh, I forgot. The lower their health is basically, or the red is their health and their strength. So as they get weaker, they deal way less damage. So because my dude was actually about to die, he could deal almost no damage. So there's a lot of things you have to think about when you're positioning and moving people, because it's not just, oh, I'm going to send that berserker and he's going to take a ton of damage and deal a ton of damage. Nope. As soon as he takes a ton of damage, he is weak. Alright, so now they're mocking the prince for not having seen Dredge before and going out there and getting killed for it, or almost getting killed for it. He doesn't die at this. But, okay, cool. So now we're going to the second part. This is the best thing about this game. You're working 2 sides of the story. And actually, this side is very emotional and touching. It's very cool. It's about a dad and his daughter. So you can see, that's Annette. She's super funny. And then her dad, Rook. So you can see they were out hunting and the dredge appeared, and it's freaking them out. Now they have to decide what to do. Oh, what are they gonna do? Alright. So there's a lot of cool combat events like this where, alright. So they're both actually really good archers. Let's put them up front so they can attack right away. And Dad is gonna rush forward. Oh, I forgot. He's melee. Maybe he's ranged sometime later. Because she is definitely ranged. What is her attack? Okay. Oh, she can actually attack from there, so let's do that. Let's start pinging at his armor. So we need to get that thing down, and we're going to do damage. Good work. No, Dad! Only 1 damage, that's alright. Nothing he can't handle. Let's go ahead and chip away at the armor. So you have to get to that armor, like I was saying earlier, so that you can start dealing damage to his health. You can see when you're choosing where to move, it puts a highlight on minions you can hit, or enemies you can hit if you move there. Thread the needle. What does that do? Oh, cool. Hits all units. Alright. So I don't actually want to do that. I just want to straight up attack. Let's keep pinging at the armor. I'm using all of our willpower right up front just to get this armor down as fast as we can go. Okay, that's alright. Rook is gonna mark prey. So it causes all enemies within, or all allies within range to instantly attack it. So this is gonna be really good actually. So marked. Takes an auto attack. Oh, but Annette didn't attack. Oh, because she's an archer. Bummer. So she couldn't attack because she was right next to him. She has to be one space away. So we've almost... Boom. All of his armor's gone. So now we should just be able to one or two shot him real easy. Yeah, so almost, if he had one more willpower, we could have one shot him. Now that his armor's down. So that's alright. Rook's gonna take some damage. Daughter's gonna come in with the 10-point killing blow. Archer for the win. Poor little here in the back. So we'll play through a little of this story just so you can kind of see what's going on this side of the map, and then we'll call it a night. Because this is really fun. Was that a dredge? Oh, it's a let, not a net. Sorry. It was. Let me see. Are you hurt? No, I'll be fine. You're my daughter. I'm your dad. So now you get to decide. Do you forget the supplies that you had and run back to town? Or do you hurry and gather what you had been hunting? Or do you think, or do you try and fight more of them? Let's just get back to town, because I've already played and I know what's happening in town, and I think we should get back there. So we rush back to town. So it's telling you, though, because I gave up supplies by not doing that. We could have had a lot more supplies. And I'm not starting with a king's bounty over here like the Varls were, way over there. So you can see them right there. They're running down there. Eek, the little flag. Go, flag, go! Running back to Skoger. Alright. But so... I know you can't really get a sense of the story through a video like this, especially because I'm skipping through so much of it, but oh, it's so good. I sat down to play this game at lunch on my day off.
I never expected to see the dredge with my own eyes. What happened in the north? Already we see more between the trees as we approach our home, and Alette grips my hand tight. We must find Ivor.
So I bought this game at lunch during my day off, thinking I would play it while I ate lunch, because I just needed something to do that wasn't, you know, super intense. I ended up playing for 10 hours straight until I beat the game at like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm glad it was a short game, because I would have just kept going. Like, I was so hooked. Especially once you get to know the characters and you're making choices that impact their actions and how they feel about each other, and just who you bring onto your caravan and who you don't. Like, there's just so much going on. It's super cool. So here you can see there's an oddity. There's a Varl in this human town, and he's been training them, essentially. And so this dude's freaked out because he's the only one that's really fought the dredge before, and he knows what they can do, and everyone else just doesn't know. So there's this little love interest boy kind of dude hanging out around his daughter, Rook's daughter. And he's like the sword and shield guy, and she's the archer. They're like, no, I want to help. And then you get to decide. Are you going to make her go hide? Or are you going to let them fight? Let them fight. I won't let anything happen to her. And dude's like, that's not a good idea. Something bad's going to happen. You don't bring kids out to battle. Alright, so the dredger showing up in number. That's a bad sign. It tells you. So yeah, so at the start, you could... set turn order. I want that dude going first, that guy going next, her, and then Alette being last. But you can also give equipment as well. So everyone can have one equipment with them. And she starts with one. She gets a little, what is it? Lovingly made by a hunter's wife to keep her daughter safe from harm. So we haven't met his wife yet, or don't know what all has happened there, but she has a bracelet made by her mom, which is pretty cool. So here, we can kind of see what's going to happen, right? You can see, like, okay, there's problems up here. We have two awesome shield dudes, though. I think I just want to form a wall. Let's see if we can burn down these guys on this side before we... Oh yeah, we can definitely do this. Oh, I should have powered it up. If I had powered it up, you would have one-shot it. Because I'm thinking we can just burn these guys down before the big bads show up. Okay, so here, yeah. So now it's going to let me do melee or range with him, which is pretty cool. Alright, shield dude. Tiny little baby. Go in your keep. No free rides out here in wherever we are. Alright, Alette is going to keep her friends safe. Go ahead and just shoot right through that guy. Uh-oh. I may have made a poor choice putting him out there. Well, the good news is, if he dies, I'm going to restart this game anyways. But let's start whittling down this dude's armor. Hopefully get his attention. There you go. Oh, man. I've got to get that kid out of there. What have I done? I made him come fight for me, and then I threw him in the middle of a blender of death. All right. Rook is promoted. Oh, poor Eric. All right. Let's not rest in the middle of everybody. Let's try and flank him, but then stonewall. So that's a defensive move. We'll just make sure he stays safe. So I'd feel the knockback. I'd feel terrible if the kids died right after I made them come out here and fight with us. All right, so she doesn't have great armor planking ability, but it's the best option we have right now. So let's do that. I really like putting at least one person on my squad who's fully leveled up and destroying armor, so that he can just run forward and nuke everybody's armor, so that everyone else just cuts through him like butter. But for now, we'll just have to settle with everyone chipping in and spending their first few turns weakening their armor. Let's go ahead. Ooh, he's got 6. All right, let's deal 7 damage to the face. We can just burn him now. His armor's low enough. Poor Eric over there. Oh, but he can... Oh, time for the counter punch. Oh, take that, Dredge. It's pillage time. Oh, she's going to get revenge. Ooh. Boom. So there's actually really cool story stuff with her. I don't think they do it right away. Maybe I shouldn't even talk about it with story. But just the choices you make in combat with characters, including Alette, can make a really big difference in their personality and the things that they choose and the way they think about you, which is really cool. Because combat in this game and talking is very separate, but they do a really good job of making the characters care about what happens in combat when you get back into discussion and making choices and all that sort of stuff. So here, a black horde is farming at the line. We should run or keep watch. Let's see, I'm doing one more check of the house, see if I can find it. Alright, keep watch, because we don't want to... Uh-oh. A big dredge appears right over Alette. Do I want to run at it? Shoot it with an arrow, shout at Alette. Ooh. So something's right over her, about to attack her. Rook is a good archer, I think. Let's shoot it with an arrow. As though second nature, Alette is standing directly between you and the dredge, making the shot perilous at best. Oh no, it makes you choose again. If you're off by a few inches, something's going to go bad, right? This is cool, right? Because this is what the dad would be thinking as he's knocking that bow. Like, oh man, she's right there. Do I want to do this? Shout to get her attention, stop thinking, shoot the dredge, or fire safely above the dredge to distract it. We're playing bold. Oh, a second passes like an eternity. It makes you wait. Oh, click it. Oh. Alright, so nothing bad happened. Phew. So that's kind of an example of the sorts of choices you make in these dialogues. And then you make a lot of choices related to your caravan once that gets going, because you're kind of the caravan leader and people are looking at you, and when problems come up, they bring it to you and you have to make decisions. And stuff like at that camp with the Varls, do you get drunk? Or do you just hang out? Or do you toast somebody to try and earn their favor, right? A lot of times later in the game, I think they were probably friendly early on. Sometimes, if you did something like get drunk, you'll wake up and like, someone's stolen 20 supplies. Bad move. Or it could be, oh, the person that you were drinking with was so happy that you we're so jovial with them that the prince now loves you, right? Like, it's really hit or miss, but there's a lot of really cool things. And if you notice, there's no save. Like, you can't, like, you can cut back. Oh, so you get here. You can't even, yeah, so you can backtrack a little bit, but it's like, you can't just be like, oh, undo that ability. No, you got to jump back to like the last chapter if you really want to undo things. And I highly recommend just playing through, go with the permanent choices, because that's what I did the first time through. And it's a 10-hour game, so it's not super long, but now I immediately want to go through and play it again and see if I make different choices, what happens. Did that big cataclysmic event still happen, or could I have averted it if I had made better choices? So this is Banner Saga. It's a really fun game. The story is just incredible. The world is beautiful. The combat is fun. The choices are funny. The dialogue's entertaining. I cannot recommend it enough. If you want to read more about it, more of my thoughts on it, you can find it at GameDiplomat.com, where I talk about all sorts of games I think you should play because I love them. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time.